In just a single still shot, Season 2, Episode 9, Eclipse Lake has revived one of my favorite Owl House fan theories from the brink of myth busted. Plus, we got a Bellows face reveal that adds even more evidence to the pile. You're watching Whitney Vision, and this is why Hunter is probably a Grimwalker clone. This is your spoiler warning! If you haven't watched this week's episode of The Owl House, hit pause on this video and come back once you've finished mining for Fool's Blood. After 28 episodes and countless hours of speculation, we finally get to see Bellows without his creepy-ass mask on. Turns out the horrific tyrant is kinda soft looking underneath it all. I mean, despite that gross scar of decay across his face. Now, Brett thinks that the texture and poxmarks indicate that Bellows might have a bit of a dried corpse thing going on, like he's fighting off a zombie curse that's rotting him from the inside out. I, on the other hand, think it might be something a little more unique. What if Bellows is part palistrom wood? Those facial lesions kind of remind me of knots on an oak tree, and the lines down his cheek and nose look a little bit like bark. We've only seen blue palistrom wood so far, but it's possible that it comes in different colors. After all, palismen come in a variety of colors, so there's a chance that this is due to their wood's natural appearance and not because of their varnishing. Bellows does guzzle palisman magic to stay alive and stave off his curse, so perhaps one of the side effects of drinking enchanted tree blood for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is that you begin to slowly turn into wood. Or if we want to get real wild, what if Bellows is a palisman? Maybe he's so obsessed with the will of the Titan because he's the Titan's palisman himself, and thus an extension of the Titan's will. I still think that the Bat Queen is a better candidate for that role, but it's an interesting possibility. Some fans also believe that Bellows' face reveal has finally put to bed the speculation that he and Philip Wittebane are one and the same. If you note his ear, it appears to be witch-like and not human, and it even has a nick in it similar to Hunter's. Philip Wittebane was human, so his ears shouldn't be pointed, meaning it's likely that Bellows is a half-witch, half-human descendant of Wittebane, possibly even his son. But I think that there's a chance that this is another misdirect. Yeah, Philip Bellows Wittebane truthers, there's still hope, and we'll break down why in a moment. First, though, we've got to talk about these notes in Bellows' lab. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that Bellows is working on a wand for his Star Butterfly Sailor Moon cosplays, but clearly these blueprints belong to the fake key he failed to make work. There is much more to speculate on with the book to the side, however. Now, these pages could be entirely unrelated to one another, but in spite of their left-to-right orientation, I think both have to do with whatever the Grimwalker may be, so I'm gonna start with the right-hand page first. This appears to be a recipe for creating a Grimwalker. The key ingredients are Galderstone, Palistrom wood, Stone Sleeper lungs, Selkidamus scales, and bone of Ortet. Apparently, the Galderstone acts as the Grimwalker's heart and power core, while the Palistrom wood serves as the creature's keratin. Keratin is a fibrous protein that works as the key structural material making up skin, hair, fingernails, feathers, horns, hooves, and claws. I think it's safe to say that this dragon-like creature is called the Stone Sleeper, and it undoubtedly provides the lungs to the Grimwalker. The truly interesting part of this list, however, is the bone of Ortet. Ortet is a botany word for the parent plant from which clones are derived from. In other words, it's an original that is cloned. Clones you say? My theory senses are starting to tingle. On the left-hand side of the page, you can see the symbols for the Galderstone, Palistrom wood, and what's likely the Stone Sleeper lungs. Together, these ingredients seem to form the development of a red-eyed humanoid. So at the very least, it appears that our red-eyed hunter is a homunculi. But if we consider the bone of Ortet ingredients to indicate cloning, then I think that my previous hunter clone theory might have legs. Many, many legs. Like a whole centipede of legs. If you missed it, earlier this season I speculated that the Golden Guard was a clone of Bellows that the Emperor was training to be his next form. With the use of body swap magic, which we have seen before, Bellows could jettison his dying body to extend his life by stealing hunters. I thought this theory was dead after Bellows called Hunter his nephew, but these pages tell me that I was right on track. The nephew's story is a misdirect, and Bellows is obscuring his true motives from Hunter. I don't think that this is the first time cloning has been used by Bellows either. I think both Bellows and Hunter are Grimwalker clones of Philip Wittebane. Where's the evidence that Bellows is a clone, you might ask? Right here. This here isn't a poop emoji. It's the mud we've seen Bellows leak. Notice the green stripe? Kinda looks familiar, don't you think? All this leads me to believe that Bellows is an elderly Grimwalker, and he's experiencing side effects of his unstable body. I know Bellows doesn't have red eyes, but once again, let's take a look at the body swap magic in Season 1's Once Upon a Swap. In the episode, when the magic takes hold, it's shown by swapping the eyes of Ida, King, and Luz. On the surface, this feels like just a visual indicator to help keep the viewer on track of who's who. But what if that's just how body swap magic works on the Boiling Isles? Imagine this. A blue-eyed Philip Wittebane has been building Grimwalker clones, which are naturally red-eyed, but they become blue-eyed once he takes over their vessels with his spirit. If both Belos and Hunter are born from the Ortet of Widabane's bone, then that could explain why they have to rely on tech-based magic. This also explains what Belos means when he tells Hunter that the Titan has big plans for him, and that finding a replacement will be a hassle. That does leave the question of their witch-like ears, but this could be natural to Grimwalkers. Or, Philip could have tried genetic modifications in an attempt to develop a bile sac of his own. This could be why Belos and Hunter appear to have slight differences, such as Hunter's gap tooth. This could also lead to memories or personalities degrading over centuries, and Belos might be a twisted copy of the original Widabane. There's still the matter of how exactly this body swap will factor into the Day of Unity, and part of me is wondering if Belos is ultimately planning on resurrecting the Titan and using Hunter as a temporary vessel that'll get him close to body swapping with the big boy himself. It does appear that Hunter might be Belos' last Grimwalker. Selkie-Damas scales are a vital part of the recipe, but why then did Belos put a kill bounty on the creature earlier this season? Surely he'd want to capture the beast alive if he was building up a safety net of clones. Is he trying to eliminate the possibility of Hunter crafting another Grimwalker to survive? Does he know that if he was in Hunter's position, he'd make his own Grimwalker to escape and get revenge years later when the Emperor least expected it? Before we go, let's talk about this week's mystery code. Last week, the code read, "Seething seas and puppet strings, he no longer." And this week, the new glyphs read, "Dreams." He no longer dreams of what? Do we have like a Freddy Krueger situation here that I should know about? Is this referencing actual sleep? Or is it about Belos' hopes and aspirations for the Day of Unity? We're getting close to the end of this line of the poem, and if it rhymes with strings, one of the next codes will likely be kings, sings, springs, rings, things, playthings, or wings. Being that this is the Owl House, Wings seems like the best contender to me. Maybe it'll be something like, he no longer dreams of having wings, or breaking wings if they're feeling spicy. There's plenty more to discuss about Eclipse Lake, so be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be the first to hear more of my thoughts in part 2 of my breakdown. I'm personally real proud of this theory, so if you could leave a comment and share this video with other Owl House fans, I'd really appreciate it. I'm Scarlet Wit, and you're watching Whitney Vision.